You want to like him, but you can't.
Are you listening?
What?
Are you listening?
Did you bring me on this show to insult me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all don't want it with us, man. You straight gangsters over here.
Straight
man.
gangsters.
Ah.
Yeah, good morning and welcome back. That's right, you are listening to Scout Team Radio. We are bringing it to you hot and live each and every morning, Monday through Friday. I am one of your gracious hosts. They call me Loudbeard.
You are the most egotistical, self-deluded person
Yeah, whatever.
I have ever met.
Okay, I keep hearing that. It's starting to get to me. Hurting my ego a little bit. Just a little bit. And the man on the other microphone, he is a great American, a great patriot, and sometimes he likes America.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is your boy Chris America coming to you live this Wednesday, July the 10th, 2019, Loudbeard. And first of all, how dare you?
How dare I what?
How dare you say I sometimes like America?
It is a sometimes thing. You are
You
from
know,
Russia.
Loudbeard,
Your
America.
Roots,
I could be one of your kids. America. Erica loves my S. You know what? Sometimes I go to TRL. Look how many hugs I get, Loudbeard. I get a ton of hugs. That's how much I love America and how much America loves me. Especially Erica. She loves my ish.
Okay. I'm glad that you shared that with everybody this morning.
Yes.
I feel much better now. Yeah, so I'm going to not say that you sometimes love America. I'm going to just say you sometimes like America, yes.
Do you think Carson Daly has been successful since his TRL days, or was that his peak?
Doesn't he host like The Voice or something, or no?
I think he's either a voice. Yeah, I think he's the voice host.
Yeah.
And he also had, I don't know if he has it anymore, but I remember he had like a late night TV show where it came on at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, I
And
don't think that was very
trash.
Yeah, I don't think that was very successful. But if he's hosting The Voice, which I think he still is, that would be successful. Let's see. Trying to look and see what some of his stuff is. Nothing special.
It's like he should have been the Ryan Seacrest, but it just never came to fruition. And then Ryan Seacrest came out of nowhere off the top ropes and just kind of took Carson Daly's thunder.
Yeah. Overall, though, very successful dude. You can't take that away
Actually,
from him. I mean,
I take that back. His peak was being on Joe Dirt. That was the best thing he's ever done, and the best it's ever going to get for him. Which I would love to say that I was in Joe Dirt.
yeah, that's a good point. That is kind of a highlight. Yeah, he's been hosting the Voice. I'd say that's pretty successful. Yeah, good for Carson Daly. Nothing's as big as Total Request Live, though. TRL?
No. Well,
was
I
his
mean,
heyday.
it goes Joe Dirt and then Total Request Live.
Yeah, okay. We
Yeah.
can say that.
Mhm.
Husker do's, Husker don'ts.
Husker don'ts. You got to keep on keeping on though. There, Loudbeard. Life's a garden. Dig it.
All right, Chris America.
Don't eat
this
peanuts
morning.
off of a space turd.
Okay. Thank you for that great advice.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to dive in head first this morning, and I'm going to pick two topics that are your absolute favorite. That's right. I'm going politics and women's soccer, your absolute two favorite topics. That's how we're coming off the top rope this morning. Are you ready for this?
Let's do it.
All right. So I've got two separate stories, both involving politics and women's soccer. I'm going to start with this one. I guess we'll just roll with it. So Public Policy Polling, it is a Democratic company or firm that does polls just to kind of, get the pulse of America. They came out with a poll and said that if Megan Rapinoe were to run for president in 2020, currently she would get 42% of the vote against Donald Trump, who would only get 41% of the vote for the 2020 president. So do you think Megan Rapinoe could be our next president of the United States, Chris America?
Well, who's getting the other 17%?
Nader. I voted for Nader.
I went with my boy. God, now I can't think of his name. Something Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah, Gary
Yeah.
Johnson.
Gary Johnson. I kept thinking Dan Johnson. I was like, that's not it. Yeah, I voted for
No,
Gary
yeah.
Johnson. Clearly, as
Well,
you can
Gary
see, I remembered-
Johnson might be getting 17%. That'd be pretty good since he got less than 1% last time.
Yeah. I guess I'd vote for Rapinoe.
This could be
I don't
a
know
good
what her
stepping
political
stone
stance
for
would
her.
be, but it'd be kind of cool to see instead of negotiating deals of democracy, she could just do penalty kicks to get things done. I like it.
All right, yeah, we're going to put it to the floor of Congress. We're going to
Yep.
put up a soccer goal right there.
Yeah.
All right, you make it. We're going
Then
to
the bill
pass it.
passes. Yep.
Yep. If it gets blocked or you miss it, we're going to go ahead and we're going to, shove it out the door. It's gone. No more.
C-SPAN ratings would be through the roof.
Man, love that C-SPAN, huh? Yeah, this would be an interesting dynamic. Now, how a polling company can say this for sure, since it is a total mock-up of what would be, but they're saying the public demand had created this interest for Megan Rapinoe to be president in 2020. I don't know if there's that much interest in that, but it's kind of interesting to play make-believe and say, what if, and put out some numbers to back it up, even though those are really imaginary numbers.
Well,
this point.
Loudbeard, it's good that you bring up politics because I found a video today. It's a little bit older, though. It's from the night after the Democratic debates. I know you watch those intensely. And so here's a video of a former athlete giving us advice on how to watch debates and what to do afterwards. Hold on one second while I set it up.
All right, I'm excited for this. I mean, this could be any athlete, any.
Yours
former
truly,
athlete.
trying to. Hey, Twitter world, yours truly, trying to finish dinner so I can get home and watch the second installment. The only thoughts about last night was one completely unknown to me. It really surprised me. It's pretty good. If I have any suggestion, I would say when it's over tonight, turn it off. Don't listen to these pundits and experts tell you who won. But your vote, you're the expert. Enjoy. Take care.
I think you
Oh,
should
the
have a
juice is
show.
loose.
I think you should have a show called "How to Vote." Voting advice by a convicted felon who can't vote.
Now, OJ's kind of boring. Are you finding this out?
Oh my
OJ's a little
gosh!
boring.
Yes, I watched a couple more of his videos and I was like, I want to play these, and it's still just old man rambling talk. Just old. Like he did a birthday video, I guess, a couple of days ago, and it was 2 minutes of him just rambling about haters on Twitter, and I think the only thing I love about his videos now is that he says, "Hey, Twitter world," every single time.
Yeah, like he's his best friends. Hey, Twitter world, nice to see you again. You're doing awesome. All right, so we've got some tweets coming in.
Yeah, Scott Kaiser's fired up about the election.
Oh yeah, he likes this. This was a good topic to bring up. So two tweets here from Scott Kaiser. I'll read the first one. It says, "I would vote for Megan Rapinoe I don't know, is a quadzillion times before I voted for
definitely
Donald
quadrillion.
Trump." Just saying. Rapinoe 2020 at Scout Team Radio. Okay, there we go. That's a good one. And then we've got the second one here. You want to read the second one? I think this is a good one. This is a good one.
He said he would vote for the real OJ 32 before he'd vote for a real Donald Trump. So there's also that
Okay.
Scout Team. Hashtag
Hashtag-
OJ 2020 question mark.
No, there's no question mark there. It's happening. OJ 2020, he's back. Let's go ahead and we'll make some exceptions. The whole convicted felon thing. I'm sure if you become president, you can just wipe that under the carpet. And he's got quite the following on Twitter. Maybe he could turn all those Twitter followers into votes. So let's do it. The real OJ 32 coming in hot. President nomination 2020. Wow, we're getting political this morning.
We are. We're a real Fox News, CNN political pundits.
We are. So I got one more political story for you, Chris
Okay, let's hear
Americas.
it.
So let's just get this out of the way. Let's go full on politics this morning and full on women's soccer. So Senator Joe Manchin introduced a bill on Tuesday that proposes that no federal funding be provided to the 2026 World Cup, which is set to play in the U.S., Canada, and Mexico, little North America World Cup action, until he will not let any federal funding happen until the United States Soccer Federation enforces equal or equitable pay to the U.S. national teams. The men and the women should deserve equitable pay. What do you think of this bill that was introduced yesterday, Chris America?
Oh, I think it's garbage. I think he should make it far and beyond that. I don't want equitable pay. I want the women to get paid more than the men because they make more than the men. They are more noticeable than the men, and they are better than the men. I always do this poll, Loudbeard. This is how I determine things for me. If we went on the street, we could find more American soccer fans or just regular Americans in general who could name you more current and former female soccer players than they ever could even come close to naming you any former or current U.S. men's soccer players. Plain and simple. Give them more money, not equitable pay. This is sports. We don't believe in just paying people equal just to pay them equal. We believe in paying people who deserve to be paid. And this women's soccer team, more than any other women's sport, I think, deserves to be paid far more than what the men get paid.
Wow, that's a hot take. I'm going to say we got to take the baby steps, right? Like, let's get equitable pay first before we start making it more pay. But I'm with you. Like, if we can make it more pay based on, one, they deserve it. One, they're better. One or two or three, they are they're just far superior than the men's team.
Yeah.
The problem is the men are getting paid. Yes, the men are getting paid so much more than the women. Like, at this point, I'm sure the women are just like, if we could make what the men are making, we'd call it a day. Like, that would be at least the start. Now,
Right.
At least do something. And I'm glad to see that this senator, he's coming out and he's doing this at the right time, right? The women just won the World Cup.
Oh, yeah, you got to strike the iron when it's hot.
Absolutely. Let's bring it in. And right now, the discussion is raging on, right? So everybody sees what the women did, winning the World Cup back-to-back. Some of these household names like Alex Morgan and Megan Rapinoe, these are people that everybody knows. Little girls, women everywhere are buying jerseys. Men are buying jerseys. You're seeing men wearing women's soccer jerseys out on the streets. It became one of the best-selling jerseys in the world. Nike said it was one of their best-selling jerseys ever, and they're not getting paid jack. That's not cool, man.
I'd love to just see the comparable ratings. I mean, I know one's the World Cup and one was what, the CONCACAF or whatever it was.
Yeah,
I don't
the
know, but
CONCACAF Gold Cup.
there were two finals played Sunday, and I guarantee you the Women's World Cup finals dwarfed the men's CONCACAF finals. Like, you would never see that in any sport. If there was a women's basketball World Cup final and then there was just a regular men's basketball final for like a CONCACAF same level, the men's team would utterly destroy the women's team ratings. But it's the complete opposite for soccer. And that's why I say no equitable pay. If you want to do equitable pay as in we're going to treat female athletes like we treat male athletes. And that is, if you make the most money and you're the most recognizable players, you get paid the most.
Yeah, I mean, that makes too much sense, Chris America. The problem is right now you're using logic. You're being sensible. And those things aren't typically how the world works, unfortunately. And
Nope.
There should be logic used in this. And it looks like our Senator Joe Manchin is doing that by proposing this bill. He's trying to use logic to say, all right, let's cut it all off because this is the United States Soccer Federation that pays this to the national teams. This is a U.S. organization. We should be able to get change created. I mean, this isn't an international organization that we have no control over or it's political or corrupt. This is a U.S. organization that should be able to make this happen and should be able to make this happen quickly. Now, why we're dragging our feet, why the change hasn't happened, I don't know. But, I'm with the women on this one. There needs to be change. And this bill, this is the way to go. This is good stuff here, Chris America. And I'm behind it, 100%.
Now, Loudbeard, I got to ask.
You're speechless.
I feel
I
like
like
there's
that.
a little-
I'm doing a good job.
I feel like there's a little selfish intention here on your part, though. Don't you have a daughter who plays women's soccer in college right now?
Here, I'm gonna give you the comparison though. This is the comparison.
Wouldn't she be able to play for the U.S. women's team by 2026, and maybe shoot you down some cash?
Yeah,
when she
that
gets that big payday that this senator. I see what it is now, Loudbeard. You don't care about women's rights. You just want more beard oil for that beard, that Jeremy beard of yours.
This beard's clean. It's been tested. It's clean, 100%.
Kid tested,
yeah.
brother approved.
Yeah, and, there could be a little bias there because my daughter plays college soccer, but in the grand scheme of things, how many collegiate players end up? It's just like in the NFL. How many collegiate players end up going to the NFL? It's a very, very small percent. Now, I'd love to see her.
Are you saying you don't believe in your daughter? Wow,
sure, that's what I'm
Loudbeard.
saying. But I'm just
Terrible
saying
father.
that it's not a personal incentive that I would want this.
No time
I
for
think
you
it
on
is more
Father's
of.
Day.
It's definitely more about getting the equal rights out there for the team that absolutely deserves it. But nice try, trying to knock me down a peg or two. I see what you're trying to do there, but it's not working today, Chris America. I'm not going to fall for your shenanigans.
You can't be stopped.
I can't stop, won't stop.
So, Loudbeard, is that all your political talk for the day?
I want to keep talking politics. All right, I got one more
All right.
topic here. No, I'm
Okay,
just
go
kidding.
ahead.
I'm done. I'm definitely done with politics. I can't do anymore. That's all I can take for one day. That's definitely enough for me. Yeah, no more talking politics, but yeah, we could move on from there. Wherever you want to go, Chris
So
America, we got plenty of stuff.
I went to that Arcade Monster place that you told me to go to in Oviedo.
Yes.
And played some NBA jams. Charles Barkley's awful in that game, but Dan Marley is a flippin' beast. I scored like 49 points with Dan Marley, had like 20 dunks. It was ridiculous.
Man, he really could jump out of the gym, that Dan Marley, huh?
And then I played some, I know Scotty Kaiser will love this. I played some NFL Blitz 2000, played with the 49ers, had some Steve Young to J.J. Stokes connections, and I scored the game-winning touchdown with 2 seconds left on the clock. Steve Young to Jerry Rice, high-tailing it or high-stepping it into the end zone. It was amazeballs. Beat my buddy.
There you go. I'm liking this whole trend of arcades coming back. It felt like the arcade itself had disappeared, but now we're getting a little twist on it. It's like arcades are coming back, but they're mostly retro, right? Like a lot of the old video games, and they serve beer, and they make it more of like a cool hangout. And I'm seeing it more and more. We're seeing it downtown areas. We're seeing it in rural areas. The arcade is making a comeback, and when they do something like this one does, for a small price, you go in and it's unlimited games. Man, that it just makes it a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm glad you went out and enjoyed it. I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah, this place you made it seem like it was like the bar downtown, but it was not. It was more geared towards kids. I felt like they served beer, but it was really not at like a bar. It was just there was like a cooler where you buy all your other stuff, and like you could buy a beer and some Sour Patch Kids all at the same time. I kind of felt a little bit like what's his name? I can't Dan Hansen or whatever from To Catch a Predator. I felt like he was gonna come out and have me and my buddy Linsky sit on a stool, and that's what we're doing there. Because there's nothing but middle school kids and maybe some like young high school kids there.
Get out of here! Come on.
No, I'm serious.
It ain't like that at all. Well, you went out on a Monday night. Maybe that's the problem. It's summertime. All the kids getting into trouble.
Wait, who's Jerry? What did I miss? Scott Kaiser wants me to have Jerry to unblock him here. Is that Jerry from Parks and Rec? Did I miss something? Sometimes I miss things, Loudbeard.
Yeah. Well, we'll have Jerry unblock him.
All right, I'll get on it.
All
Is
right,
it Jerry
good.
Springer?
No, it's got to be Jerry from Parks and Recs.
Okay, he did use the Parks and Rec group or GIF. YIF.
Yeah. Yif. It's like
Yif.
Jim. Jif? Jim. Yep. G makes that J sound.
Yeah, it makes a J sound. Giraffe.
We've already been over that several times. So I did have a question for you, Chris America, because
Okay, I have an answer. You go first.
all right, let's go. I I don't know why you didn't come out hot with this, but last night was the All-Star game, and you were supposed to give us a play-by-play analysis of everything that went down with Major League Baseball last night. And I've been looking forward to it. I had trouble sleeping last night. I was sitting there, it's like Christmas morning when the anticipation is absolutely killing you. I was sitting here like in bed, just staring at the ceiling, thinking, "Oh my gosh, please, Chris America, bring the heat. I want a play-by-play analysis of everything that happened last night on the MLB All-Star Game. Go." That wasn't really a question. That was a statement.
Yeah, I was really, really focused on giving you guys play-by-play on my NBA Jams and NFL Blitz 2000. And Scotty Kaiser, we should have put it two and two together. I just talked about Jerry Rice. But my mind goes, man. Like, once I'm off of a topic, I completely forget about it. But, yes, Jerry Rice blocked him on here. And, no, I have not heard that story yet, Scott Kaiser. How do you get blocked by the great
49ers? Yeah, what kind of 49ers fan gets blocked by Jerry Rice? Like, you're obviously not a 49ers fan. And you know what? I actually have a topic to lead into this before we get into your Major League Baseball All-Star analysis, which I'm really looking forward to. I do have a San Francisco 49ers topic that I could bring up. And this is just for you, Scott Kaiser. But Chris America, the report comes out that Jimmy Garoppolo is expected to be ready 100% for training camp. So I have a question for you, and that question is, what are we going to get out of Jimmy G this year? Is he going to be the superstar, or is he just going to be another Matt Stafford? What is Jimmy G's ceiling here, Chris America?
I'm feeling like he's going to be another Matt Stafford, man. I think we bought the New England Patriots backup quarterback juice. We've done it many times before in the past. It never works out. Tom Brady's quarterback tree is nowhere near as good as Brett Favre's quarterback tree was. That's for dang sure.
Yeah, that's 100% sure. Now, he's got to be better than Matt Castle, though, right? Like, is he going to be better than Matt Castle?
Yeah, he'll be better than Matt Castle, but that's a really low bar.
So is he going to be competing with Patrick Mahomes for MVP?
Not a chance.
Are you sure?
Yeah, let's not get ridiculous here, okay? I thought you had serious questions.
All right, so I'm drafting a fantasy football team, and obviously Mahomes gets drafted crazy early by somebody, and I'm sitting here, and I've got to pick a quarterback, and I've got Aaron Rodgers, I've got Andrew Luck, I've got Phillip Rivers, and I've got Jimmy Garoppolo. Who do I pick out of that group? Who are you going with? Jimmy G ahead of Aaron Rodgers and Phillip Rivers and Andrew Luck?
Well, Aaron Rodgers gets hurt all the time, so that's the hard part with Aaron Rodgers being your starting quarterback. Then you look at Phillip Rivers. I think you go with Phillip Rivers because Andrew Luck also very injury prone, but he did have a solid year last year. And then Jimmy G, nothing worse than drafting a quarterback and having him tear his ACL or MCL the first 2 weeks of the season, or any player really. I once drafted a running back with my number 1 overall pick. I can't remember which one it was. It was several years ago, though, and he ended up going down for the season, week 1. It was the worst. Your whole entire season's over at that point.
All right. So would Jimmy G be the last person you would pick out of that 4?
Yeah, definitely would be the last out of those 4.
Gotcha. Okay, I see what you're doing there. All right, Chris America. That was our San Francisco 49ers talk, brought to you by, I don't know, Hasbro. It's a true story. True story, bro. So, the Monday we were talking about Thiago Santos and that big UFC 239 fight. Did you see that when he actually got the MRI, his knee is shredded? They said he's going to be out like the entire year.
Yeah.
And it was bad. So
No,
it actually
you saw
gives
it
me a lot
buckle,
more
like-
respect. Oh,
Yeah.
I think it was
like I
like
said,
a-
I became a huge fan of him, but then I also said, but it's going to be about a year before I see him again.
yeah. I think it was like MCL, ACL, PCL,
And I think-
ZCL, XCL, FCL, any CL that you
Yeah.
got in there is gonna be there.
1 year out. And that sucks for a fighter because you only get so many fights a year. So he's missing like 3 or 4 paychecks. They don't have like contracts where you get paid when you're on the injury list.
It's true. I'm with you on that though, but he got
Oh.
paid big time on this. Are you looking at this Jerry Rice picture?
Loudbeard, please tell me this is photoshopped. Please tell me
No,
my
the-
man Jerry Rice never put a Popeyes kitchen
Nope, it's a
helmet
true
on
story.
with a piece of chicken in the face mask, and you can even look at it in his eyes like, man, I better be getting paid some good money for this. You can see it in his face.
Never forget. Hashtag it. So yeah, Jerry Rice. I think Scott Kaiser getting blocked by him, and then Jerry Rice doing these crazy promotions. I don't know. I'm gonna have to side with Scott Kaiser on this one. Jerry Rice, come on, man. You gotta unblock Scott, and you gotta stop doing these commercials. Not good. Not good story, bro. All right, now
Who do you think is more ready to take on kids in their who do you think could step on their professional field and take over a game right now at their age? Jerry Rice or Michael Jordan?
I'm gonna say Michael Jordan.
Really? See, I was going to go Jerry Rice because I feel like Jerry Rice is still in shape. And when I see Michael Jordan, he's got kind of that dad bod going on. I don't know if he could go up and down the court like he used to.
Yeah, I mean Jerry Rice is in shape. He does a lot of dancing, ballroom dancing.
ballroom
he's
dancing,
He's a quality ballroom dancer, and yeah, I mean the problem is you lose a little bit of a step, a little speed as a wide receiver, and your skills and your ability to play they fall short. Where in basketball, I mean you could be a little slow moving up and down the court. I mean they've got these 7-foot guys that look like they hobble down the court. But because they're tall, they play. So you don't have to be the fastest guy, and you don't have to be the most in shape. All you need to do is have a decent shot and a little bit of wiggle left. And Michael Jordan, I know he has both of those. So that's why I'm going to lean towards Michael Jordan. But that's a great question because you're right. The great one, Jerry Rice, he could definitely suit it up and get out there as long as it's not a Popeyes chicken helmet. He's wearing something a little bit more reputable, like a 49ers helmet and 49ers uniform, then I'm all for it. And then, yes, he could go back out. And Joe Montana throwing to him. Yeah, maybe Steve Young too, but definitely Joe Montana throwing to him. Yeah, that would be a beautiful connection, even to this day.
Yeah, and see, with Jerry Rice, though, he's never known for his speed. He was always known for his great route running and his catching ability. So that's why I think he could still hanging over. And Scott Kaiser, he blocked you because you asked him about that picture. I got to side with Jerry on this one, man. That's probably one of the most embarrassing moments of his life, and he doesn't like people bringing it up. Oh, yeah. I probably would have blocked you, too.
Yeah, it was definitely deservedly so,
Has nothing to do with having things together, man. It's like the most embarrassing thing to ever happen to Jerry Rice, and to be reminded of it, it's got to hurt him. Got to hurt him deep.
But why did he ever agree to that? Like, if you see,
man.
Oh man,
This is what happens when you have a runaway agent book things for you, and then you have to do it.
All right,
Like,
so
hey, you want to do a commercial with Popeyes? You're like, yeah, sign me on. And then you get there, and that's what they came up with.
Yeah, that's terrible. It's terrible.
I'd be like,
Charles
whatever the
Barkley would
penalty
say.
is in my.
Terrible.
I said, whatever the penalty is in my contract, pay it. I'm out.
Yeah, cut it out. Yeah, that's one of those moments where Jerry Rice just needed to walk away. I mean, you wonder what is this guy thinking?
What are you doing?
And you know he's
And it's not even
desperate
like a
for
young
money.
Jerry Rice. It's not even a young Jerry Rice. It's like feel like that's retired Jerry Rice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one
I
of
know
those
he- I know he
moments
doesn't got
that's going to
gambling
live in
debts like
infamy.
Jordan.
No. Yeah, Jordan makes so much money. God. He's forever, like with Nike endorsements. Like
Oh,
he
yeah,
will
with
be
the
making
Air
money.
Jordan brand, it was the smartest thing any athlete ever did, is making that Jordan a brand.
Yeah. He still gets paid more than any active athlete. He's just
for sure, easily.
bazillions of dollars just flowing into that guy. Well, Chris America, it looks like we're going to a commercial break. We're at that time at least, and we haven't gotten your in-depth analysis. But listeners, don't worry, stay tuned because Chris America is going to break down the Major League Baseball All-Star Game play by play on the second half of the show. Stay tuned; it will be absolutely amazeballs. Hey, Kawhi, what are you laughing at, man? This isn't funny. Fantasy sports reimagined. FanDuel, that's what I'm talking about. It is more than just fantasy sports. It's the best way to watch the games, win real cash, and bring the action right to your living room. Just choose a contest, make your picks, watch, and win. And if you go to FanDuel.com/STR today, you can get a $5 deposit bonus. Once again, that's FanDuel.com/STR. Come on, man. This is not a laughing matter. If you've been listening to Scout Team Radio for a long time, you know that myself, Loudbeard, has placed a bet or two in his day. That's right, I've lost the beard bet, I lost the romper bet, but one place I don't like losing is when I bet money, and I can easily do that at MyBookie. That's right, you can go to mybookie.ag, use promo code 12OZSports, and get a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000. Hey, guess what? That is a lot of money. Do it.
When I'm working hard, I build up a thirst for sports. That's when I grab a cold 12-ounce sports radio. 12-ounce sports radio. Quench your sports thirst.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite Patriot, Chris America, and I want you to listen every single weekday, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., and on replays from 11 a.m. to noon of Scout Team Sports. Listen, George Washington did not cross over the ocean blue in 1492 to defeat the Nazis, so you can listen to the same tired national clickbait sports stories. So once again, tune in to us every single morning, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., and then we replay from 11 to noon. I will see you there, and God bless America.
Welcome back. Thank you all for listening in. We appreciate it. Once again, we're Scout Team Radio. He's Chris America. I'm Loudbeer. We bring it to you hot and live each and every morning, Monday through Friday, right here on 12-Ounce Sports Radio. We also simulcast on the Full Press Radio Network. We're excited about that partnership, and we're part of the Barn Burner Podcast Network, so you can always catch us on that podcast network. You can always hit us up on Twitter. Also, get interactive with Scout Team. That's right. Get interactive at Scout Team Radio. Right now we're getting some hot tweets in from Scott Kaiser. He was blocked by Jerry Rice, and we're trying to get him unblocked. Hashtag Unblock Scott is going on. It's going viral, so make sure everybody joins in. Hit up Jerry Rice and tell him to unblock Scott. That's what we need to make happen this morning, so let's get on it. We know the Scout Team Radio listener base can make this happen, so we're working on it. We're working it hard this morning. We appreciate everybody who listens live, but if you don't listen live, you can always go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. Just search Scout Team Radio. You can find us there. We're there. We're a little bit of everywhere. And without further ado, I'm going to put the mic back over to Chris America, and I'm going to say the floor is yours. How about that All-Star game, buddy?
First, before we get into that, Loudbeard, science says sleeping in a cold room is better for your health. Loudbeard, do you buy that? Do you like sleeping in a cold room?
I actually do like it cold when I'm sleeping, you know. You bundle up right with
you
the
get the fan
blankets
going.
and the comforter. It's nice and cool. Yeah, there we go. Especially because it's 9,000 degrees outside every day here in Florida.
Yeah.
I like a little cold evening.
Like when you go to a hotel, is the first thing you do is walk over to the AC unit to make sure it's below 70 degrees.
No, I'm not like psycho about it. No.
Yeah. I always like to go over there, especially because sometimes they leave it at like 75 to help them save electricity, you know? So you got to make sure that thing's set comfortable because those hotel rooms, they take a little while to cool down.
Which they're very small. They should be cooling down quick. And they all have their own AC unit, so you'd think it would be
it's just
like
a big old window unit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe I do. I don't know. Only if I guess if I feel it, like if I walk in there and it just feels like lukewarm, I'm like, okay, let's crank the air down. But if it's like at 72,
right,
I'm good during the day, but at night, I'm like, let's go ahead and let's go adjust this down just a hair. Let's go 70, maybe 69, Chris America.
Oh, all right. Giggity, giggity.
Whoa. This is a family show. Why would you go there?
I was quoting Family Guy. Family Guy's a family show.
Family
It's got
Guy.
the name Family in it.
Yeah. It is an American show, right? Like, this God Bless America.
America.
You know what else is an American show?
I think we should do the Unblock Scott movement by just everybody flooding Jerry Rice's timeline with pictures of that.
No. We'll all be blocked, man. It ain't going to work. It ain't going to work that way. You know what show or movie, for that matter, that is American is American Pie, man. It turned 20. When I heard that news, I felt
don't
old.
remind me.
Feeling old today. Chris America, feeling old. I remember that movie. That was like right when I think maybe senior year of high school for me.
Yeah.
Maybe junior year. I
In
don't
the
know.
good old-
Somewhere in that high school, yeah.
And then
Ooh,
every
feeling old.
single coming of age movie after that was about just trying to lose your virginity. Kind of
But
ruined movies.
This
for
was
a
the
sense.
pinnacle, though.
It was.
This
It
yeah.
started that movement.
And it was just like a fun movie, good soundtrack, you know. And then they had the sequels. They were okay, but that first one was iconic almost.
Like you watched coming of age tales in the 80s and you got one kid just trying to go back in time and make sure that his parents get married. You have another one where a kid just wants one last skip day of school before he has to go out to college with his best friend and his girlfriend. Or you have another coming of age tale where just, 5 different kids from different backgrounds and different parenting families, parenting styles and families are just trying to get through detention together. Then American Pie comes along and it's just about losing your virginity, and then every single coming of age tale was just about that. Like, how can the main character lose their virginity by the end of the movie? And what kind of hilarious antics can they get into in between?
Yeah. I 100% agree with you. Another movie that reminds me of is the movie Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah. Was that with Tom Green?
Yeah, that was with Tom Green, and it was also with Rip Torn. And I have bad news for you, Chris America.
Uh-oh.
The Grim Reaper has struck again. 88-year-old Rip Torn, star of Freddy Got Fingered, among other movies like Men in Black, Dodgeball,
Yeah.
Larry Sanders Show, other things. But really the star of Freddy Got Fingered, he passes away at 88 years old. May he R.I.P. Rip Taylor. We get the old R.I.P., R.I.P., right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That dad joke? Yeah.
I had that joke loaded up too. Glad we're on the same page.
Yeah, that's pretty bad, aren't we? We're hilarious this morning. So another coming-of-age movie, Lion King. That's about when your uncle tries to kill your father. So that one is actually, right now, critics have been, I guess, the ban of them talking about this movie, the ones that have had that sneak preview, that have seen it. Those critics the ban has been lifted, and every critic is out on social media doing their reviews. And it looks like there's a positive review coming in from The Lion King, that coming-of-age movie where your uncle kills your father. How do you feel about this one, Chris America? The live action with the animals. Is this going to hit a home run for Disney?
I think it will, and it's the first Disney movie that's live action that I'm actually considering going and seeing. I haven't seen any of the live action movies from Disney. None. Not a single one. This is one where I'm like, I don't know. I think I might have to go see it because for the longest time, The Lion King was my favorite Disney movie of all time. And
Yeah,
then
it's a fun movie.
and then Emperor's New Groove came along, and I'm sorry to those haters, but Emperor's New Groove is the best Disney movie ever.
There you go. It's like you saying that that's the best Disney movie ever is like me saying Little Nicky's the best Adam Sandler movie ever.
Yeah, which is totally
Pretty
fine.
comparable.
I'm down with it. Yeah.
Now, do you think Disney, I mean, I don't blame them, but they are flooding the market with these live-action movies. Like, they got a little taste of success, and they're like, oh, let's go back through the entire library and redo everything live-action. I saw the trailer for Mulan. It's coming out as live-action, but they don't have that little dragon thing in it. That's
Well, I heard The
disappointing.
Little Mermaid doesn't have Sebastian.
What?
I don't know if that's true. That's just what I heard. Somebody was like, I just saw somebody post that all of you are like losing your minds over the race of Ariel, and meanwhile I'm over here losing my mind that there's no Sebastian. And I was like, wait, there's no Sebastian?
That the lead got buried.
Yeah. Definitely.
Why did we bury the lead on that one? I don't.
Oh,
get that.
you know why they buried the lead on that one. Loudbeard. We won't go into it, but we know why one was the bigger story than the other. But to me, little Sebastian not being in it is a huge story.
That is a huge story.
But again,
Chris
I don't know if this
America.
is true. You can't believe everything you hear on the internet. But I usually do believe everything I hear on the internet.
Yeah, I believe everything I hear on the internet. Like the internet told me that Major League Baseball was juice and balls, and I believe everything I hear on the internet, so I believe it's true. But the commish, Rob Manfred, comes out. He says the Major League Baseball did not intentionally juice balls. He did not deny that the balls are being juiced. He just denied the fact that it was being done intentionally.
Loudbeard, I have even more shocking news than that.
If
Are you
it's
ready
not
for
about
this?
juicing balls, I don't
No.
want to hear it.
Are you sitting down right now?
Yes, fetal position.
Okay. That's actually where you're going to end up. You know the GIF? I like to use it a lot because it's such a solid GIF of like the woodsman bearded guy who is like the camera zooms in on him and he kind of smiles and then nods. Do you know which GIF I'm talking about? He's got
Yeah,
the leather
it's what-
jacket. Yeah, that's
Isn't it
not
from like
the-
an old beer commercial or something?
I don't know, but it's not Zach Galifianakis, which I've always thought it was. It's Robert Redford. Just a little announcement that the nodding bearded woodsman guy is not Zach Galifianakis. It is Robert Redford. My whole life is a lie, Loudbeard. My whole entire life is a damn lie.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I never thought it was Zach Galifianakis, but
I always thought it
Yeah.
was Zach Galifianakis. It looks just like him. Robert
I
Redford.
don't know what to think about that. Yeah, that is a whole
Do
absolute
you
lie.
think like Robert Redford's seen it and he the whole time he's like, no, that's me, and his friends are like, no, dude, that's Zach Galifianakis.
Well, it's a fun conversation at a party. Have a few drinks. That's not you. You good-looking Robert Redford, who's supposed to be one of those ladies' man. That's not you. That's that other guy, Zach Galifianakis, who is out of shape, fugly, and you look just like him. Great job, Robert Redford.
So
He's like, no, but
apparently
seriously, it's me.
it's not from a beer commercial. It's from a movie called Jeremiah Johnson, and that is Robert Redford playing Jeremiah Johnson.
Yeah.
Somebody says,
Yep.
please watch the movie. You won't regret it. Now all of a
there
sudden,
you
like
go.
Netflix needs to jump on this and get the rights to have this streamed because a ton of people want to watch Jeremiah Johnson now, including myself.
They do. We do have a tweet coming in at Beck Week. Our good friend Jeff Beck, he's sending in. He said, Chris thought that was Zach, and he retweeted the GIF. So
Look at
yeah,
it.
I
It looks
guess-
just like him. It looks just like him. He
it's
tweeted
gonna
a
be the
gif
wrong-
of Zach Galifianakis from what was it? Dinner guests or dinner party? What was that movie?
Dinner with the Schmucks or something.
Dinner with the Schmucks. Yeah, that was such a funny movie. Totally underrated.
Yeah.
Went under the radar. Great movie.
Steve
Dinner
Carell
with
was in
Schmucks.
that one too, right?
Yeah, Steve Carell. Yep. Who's that other guy that was in all the God, I can't think of his name now. Or even the movie, The Hangover.
That guy
movie.
that was in that thing that one time. That guy.
Yeah.
That's really funny in those things.
Mhm.
Yeah. You gave me zero information to go on that.
The Hangover movies.
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, I think Bradley Cooper's in that movie.
I have no
I could
idea.
be- I could be mistaken. It might not be him. So, Loudbeard, you were going to give us a breakdown of the All-Star game?
You thought that was Zach Galifianakis? Oh my God! I'm looking
Yes.
at the real Jeff now. You're terrible, man. Terrible.
They
wrong
look
with you?
exactly alike. Look at these two.
Okay. We're
Okay.
gonna go move on
Clearly,
from that.
clearly, hold on. The rest of the internet is just as surprised as I am. So it's not that I'm that far off.
I'm gonna leave you hanging on that one. So I've been waiting this whole show for the in-depth analysis of the NBA or the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, but I can't wait. I guess I'm gonna have to wait. One more story before we get into that. So NBA passes the rule to allow coaches challenges. Man, is this getting to be too many challenges? We had that VAR crap in the soccer, and that was such a big deal. And now NBA coaches, I mean, I don't know if they got a red sock that they're going to throw on the court, but The coaches get to challenge now. Is this good for NBA or bad, Chris America?
Well, if they make it a red chair that they can throw onto the court, like good old Indiana Pacers, or not Indiana Pacers, Indiana Hoosiers, legendary coach, Coach
Bobby
Knight,
Knight.
Bobby Knight. Yeah, if they had a red chair, I'd love it. Just toss it out there. But no, this is too much, especially in basketball. How many times do they really need to go to instant replay?
Yeah, I hope
Really
it's
just
very
on, like,
few.
out of
Like
bounds.
maybe once a game, maybe twice a game. Like within the last 2 minutes, I get it because
And
it's a very
I
crucial
feel like
play.
the referees do well enough on their own, just knowing when to go to the video. It's not like
Yeah.
in football.
And there may have been a handful of plays as I watched through the playoffs where I was like, that was the bad call. But that's part of it
But I
too.
mean, what
You
are they
gotta
going to be
keep
able
the
to
game moving?
Yeah,
man.
what are we going to do here? Like, just on every foul, be like, oh, is that a blocker charge?
Yeah,
Let's go to
that,
the video
I don't know.
review. Like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, the blocker charge is bad. Now I get it. Like if it's goaltending or out of bounds or something like that, I get that. That I can deal with. But you're right. The blocker charge thing, ain't nobody understanding what the hell a blocker or charge
Right.
is.
Yeah.
It's like you thinking. See, like right now, if I look at this GIF of Robert Redford in the movie Jeremiah Johnson, I look at him and I say, Robert Redford or Zach Galifianakis. It's like saying block or charge. You don't know which one it is. You could go either way. Half of America could say, all right, that looks like Zach Galifianakis. The other half of America could say, all right, no, that's Robert Redford from Jeremiah Johnson. Like, you don't know until you go back and look at the instant replay. So, yeah, maybe just let it go. Just let it go.
Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Still haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, well, good thing you haven't because we would be talking about a live action of that next. Jeez.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
But they have the sequel coming out. They gotta wait though. You know, like
Yeah.
let's let the sequel
No, they
come
gotta
out.
they gotta still work through all the 80s and 90s movies.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Where's Snow White? We got to go back to the 30s for movies.
Yeah.
When are we gonna get the Snow White? Yeah, okay, it's time, Chris America. Give it
Oh,
to
is
me.
it the All-Star game? But wait,
Yeah.
one more NBA story. Russell Westbrook. Is he coming to Orlando? Is he going to New York? Is he going to Miami? What's going on with that? Do you notice that as soon as Rob Hennigan gets enough decision power, he's off there trading the team down and trying to rebuild just like he did in Orlando?
Yeah, Hennigan's an absolute disaster. He did nothing good for Orlando, and yeah, good for him.
Now
in
he's
OKC,
looking to trade away all the
yeah.
pieces in OKC and
Yeah.
OKC.
Hopefully
If
they
that's
get
the
a
guy
haul
drafting
back.
for you, good luck with that.
Yeah, and odds for Orlando seem to be slim. Now we also
Well, listen.
thought the odds for Kawhi to go to LA Clippers was thin. or
I go to
slim.
Rob Hannigan. If
So-
I'm Orlando, I go to Rob Hannigan and I say, look, you loved
You
all
owe me,
these
bro.
players enough to draft these guys, so why don't you take them back? Take them with
Yep,
you to
there you go.
OKC,
You can have all of them.
and we'll take Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, I'm with
I think
you, man.
Miami's going to be the winner in the Russell Westbrook lottery, unfortunately.
Yeah, the Miami Heat keep coming up in conversation. They're the team that has Jimmy Butler, a team that, Russell Westbrook's going to want to go play for a team like Miami where he can pair himself up and be relevant still. The problem with Orlando is, yeah, Vooch was an all-star and he did get a good payday, but do you consider him to be a dynamic duo if Russell Westbrook pairs with them? No, absolutely not, right?
I mean, it wouldn't be the best dynamic duo, but it would be a dynamic duo, I guess. And the East is pretty wide open. But the West would get a lot worse without Russell Westbrook in it. I think we'd almost get to evened out, but the West would still be a little bit better.
Yeah, I do think the Magic would jump up to be like a 4 seed if they got Russell Westbrook. I'd be happy with that.
Now, with all these two-teamed superstar teams, do you think now a team like the Denver Nuggets, that's a more solid, just deep team, is able to make a run through the playoffs and win the Western Conference Finals with their roster compared to, say, like LeBron James and AD and then a whole bunch of old, over-the-hill nobodies, or somebodies that are just over the hill, like Rajon Rondo and DeMarcus Cousins?
Yeah. No, the Nuggets have a great chance next year to make a run deep into the playoffs. They got some experience this year in the playoffs. They got a young team. And I think they're just going to keep getting better. They're a team that's growing, where some of these other teams, like you said, you got a lot of older gentlemen filling out that Lakers roster. Probably a lot of injuries will be happening. It just doesn't seem like it's going to be the best mix. Though when you have LeBron and AD together, you gotta think there's going to be something there. It's going to be an interesting fold. Now, a little swerve there for NBA talk. D'Angelo Russell was the big acquisition for the Golden State Warriors, but there looks to be a lot of rumors that Golden State picked him up just to last long enough on the roster to fill in for Klay Thompson. And once Klay gets back, they're going to trade him by the trade deadline or maybe next season. Do you think D'Angelo Russell is only going to be a temporary fix and then trade bait for the Golden State Warriors since they already are such guard heavy right now?
I could definitely see that. It wouldn't be a bad idea for them to do it, to just kind of let him do his thing on the floor and then trade him off for some needed pieces. Maybe they want to see what this roster looks like, see where he goes, and then, like you said, if Klay Thompson comes back before the trade deadline, then you could just trade him off.
Yeah, that's the plan. I think Golden State's got a bigger plan than I originally thought they had. I thought it was a bad move, and now I'm like, okay, I get it makes more sense. They're going to wait till Klay comes back, trade him off, and get somebody else in return and keep building that dynasty. Now, sad news, they did waive Sean Livingston, part of that 5-year run that Golden State had, one of the key components. He coming off the bench, backup point guard. So Sean Livingston is now gone. Iguodala's gone. And Golden State's kind of turning into a different team nowadays.
Yeah, different team and different NBA. I'm excited for it. It's actually a season I'm looking forward to for the first time in 5 years.
Oh, absolutely. The one thing that I looked forward to more than anything else is watching this All-Star game. And
I'm ready to break it down.
And
I'm ready to break it down for you, Loudbeard.
Oh, wait, real quick.
One thing
One more
first.
thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
yeah.
I was going to say,
No, you go ahead.
Did you hear Tyreek Hill? They released
Yeah.
audio, and he denies the abuse from back in 2014. It's kind of, it really doesn't change the story at all, but Tyreek Hill.
I heard that he denied it, and then she didn't disagree with him, or she agreed with
Right.
him.
Yeah.
But I feel like, how do we know that wasn't staged?
Kind of a moot point at this
Right.
time. I just the whole
It's just,
thing.
you never know what's going on there. It's just
Yeah.
a sticky situation. But yeah, my one more thing before we get to the All-Star game, and we'll do a full diligent breakdown of the All-Star game here in a minute. But that movie Stuber is coming out this weekend, Loudbeard, and I feel stupid for saying this, but I really want to see it.
I think it's going to be one of those secretly funny movies, but the problem is there is also a high probability that it could be a total bomb. There's a high probability of that. This is a boom or bust candidate.
Where all the funny scenes are in the credits or the previews, I mean.
Yeah. If I'm Mel Kiper sitting up at the stand, I'm telling you right now, this is a boom or bust candidate. High ceiling, high potential, but could be a bust candidate. So yeah, we're looking at the draft of potential superstar summer movies, and Stuber, it could go either way, man.
I'm gonna say this.
I'm hoping
too.
the good.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here too. I think this is a make or break movie for Batista to turn into the next Rock, where he has all that, Guardian of the Galaxy money, but can he do more than just play Drax? Can he be more than just a WWE movie type guy? And can he turn into what The Rock is? And I think this movie will go a long way into him getting more roles or him never getting a role again outside of being Drax on Guardians of the Galaxy, obviously.
Yeah, that's a good point. This is a big time spot for him to show off what he's made of.
And
I don't know. Again, I'm 50-50.
I'm on the side that says I think he's going to nail it.
You're a
this is going to
boom.
be a good movie. Yeah, I'm a boom
You're a
kind of
boom
guy.
guy.
And maybe I
All
should
right.
lower my expectations because, expectation theory of relativity of expectations, that whole thing. It might be setting myself up for disappointment where it'll be a good movie, but because it's not as good as I think it is, I'll be disappointed.
Yep. All right, we've got 30 seconds left, Chris America.
Okay, Loudbeard. The All-Star game was last night. Lots of celebrities out there. You have the National League. You have the American League. We have all these great players. The fans voted for them. Everything was amazing. The pageantry, the lights, the fans, the music, the baseballs that are juiced or not juiced. We don't know. And the final score of the All-Star game was 4-3, the American League All-Stars.
All right. That was a great analysis, Chris
Yeah,
America.
great
I feel good
breakdown.
about that.
And it's now 6:55. We're out of time. I would have broken down further, but you took too much time talking about Stuber.
Shane Bieber, no relation to Justin Bieber, named MVP.
Yeah, did you see that he's challenging Tom Cruise to a bottle cap challenge now instead of a fight?
What? That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard. Oh, one other thing. Verlander threw 97 miles per hour with those juice balls he's complaining about. Shut the hell up.
Yeah. But can he turn? Is he an ambi-turner like Zoolander?